of justice. The Black Lives Matter movement among those in the spotlight this week at the Democratic National Convention. So what kind of impact will law and order have on the general election and who Americans vote for in November? Joining me from St. Louis, radio host and author of The Big Black Lie, Kevin Jackson. He's also now a Fox News contributor. All right, good evening, Kevin. There was a moment at the convention when I understand it was a fought for moment, a moment of silence for the police officers killed in the line of duty, and there were chants of Black Lives Matter. Now, it appears to a lot of people that the Democratic Party was more focused on those who were killed in confrontations with cops, as opposed to cops who were just recently in Dallas and Baton Rouge killed because they were cops.
Right. Well, you know, the last time they had their convention, they booed God, so I guess this is a bit of a step up if you think about it. It was pretty crass. And it's funny to me that the Democrats, the timing of this, as they like to say in politics, the optics coming off of the shootings in Dallas and Baton Rouge, that they would actually pull something like this to have the women up there, the mothers of these, and in some cases, the mother of Michael Brown, who's nothing but the kid was a thug, and his mother raised a thug. And, you know, there's so many things that I think about when I think about the booing or the statement that was made during the silence for the cops. But also the fact that these people were invited to speak, and that was representative of black family. I mean, when you juxtapose that to Trump, who had his family there, and the Democrats were deriding Donald Trump for having such a strong presence of family in his election cycle. They deride Donald Trump.
I got to tell you, Kevin, we just had a guest here tonight who was doing the same thing, deriding Donald Trump because he had his family talk on his behalf. And I said that they're like his strongest weapons. They're real. They are proof of the pudding. But I digress. I watched that lunatic that you interviewed. You did a great job with her. But the fact of the matter is, Judge, that they want to denigrate family when that's the strongest thing that America has to offer. The fact that we do have, you know, when you're doing things right in this country, it is built on strong families. When Donald Trump's dad gave him $1 million, the left had a conniption. That's what fathers do. And the fact that Donald Trump took that money and made himself a success, that's what every parent wants for their child. But the left looks at that as, look at what he did. It's incredulous. Kevin, let me ask you this. Isn't Black Lives Matter, that had its genesis in Ferguson and Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, isn't that nothing more than an attempt to convince African Americans that they are being targeted so that it creates the opportunity to, you know, kind of round up the vote, get everybody charged up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's yet another dog whistle with people who have no direction because they lack the support system that says, don't fall for this nonsense. My kids would never go for something like this. They wouldn't be ginned up because some kid like Michael Brown got shot on a lie, you know, the lie that was perpetrated by the left. And even in the cases where police officers do shoot people erroneously, it doesn't mean you have to go burn down your city. I mean, when you look, when you think about Black Lives Matter, Judge, none of those people could name you the last cop that was killed by name. And we're talking about one that got killed just the other day in San Diego, and now a total of like 10 in the last couple of weeks. They couldn't name you one. They couldn't name you the last black child in any city that was killed by other black people.
What I find amazing, Kevin, is that they had the mayor from Baltimore at the convention. She was at the helm. And if you recall, she's the one right after Baltimore when they were burning and looting and the arsonists were out there and stealing and robbing from their own community. It's reported that she said, you know, let them blow off some steam.
Right. Well, you know, she's the Susan Rice of burning down cities because she'll probably get promoted. And as you see, she was featured at the Democrat convention for being a failure as a mayor. She's already paid the family of Freddie Gray over almost $7 million. Nobody's been indicted and obviously won't at this time. She's got
convicted. They've all been indicted, but all those charges have been dropped. If they weren't acquitted or hung jury, the charges were, it's over. And the city gave him $6 million or $7 million before there was even a conviction.
Yeah, $6.8 million before anything ever hit the streets. Not to mention, what is the toll to the taxpayers of Baltimore for the people burning down the city? So, look, it was built on a lie. It's a terrorist group, is what it is, to be honest
All right.
with you.
Kevin Jackson, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
My pleasure.
All right, I take on Hillary's speech in this week's Street Justice, still ahead. And next, how can Donald Trump capture the all-important millennial vote? I'm joined next by a political author and commentator, Sal Lamastra, to talk about it. Stay with us.